So you are traveling on the ketogenic diet, you're sitting at the airport, you're in a pinch, you're stressing out, and some of those stress cravings are starting to peak in, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to stay on course, and you're scared that you might eat something and it might throw you out of ketosis, and even worse, it may start a binge or just completely get you off your dietary path. Well, in this video, I want to share with you some of my big do's and don'ts while air traveling on the ketogenic diet, and they're really simple, and frankly, I enjoy them. So if you're somebody like me that flies a lot, you'll know that there are a lot of temptations when you're at the airport to grab something in a pinch. Like I mentioned, stress cravings before. And so the very first thing that I would focus on is at the various convenience stores, you will have a lot of bad options, but at the same time, you have a lot of good options that you can partake in. And if you look, like you said, I actually saw a bunch of Tillamook cheese. And while I'm not a huge fan of conventional dairy, if you're in a pinch and you need something that will be satiating, which is key when you're traveling or just in general when you're on the ketogenic diet, especially in the beginning, going for something that has a good fat to protein ratio is going to be beneficial to you. So I would not be against you getting a cheese stick or two, or even you can find hard-boiled eggs. If you go to a Starbucks, one of my favorite things to do is get a black coffee. I'm a sucker for a cold brew, not gonna lie, just slap one on, and I love those things. And I would put some heavy cream in it, maybe some whole milk, something that'll keep you a little more full and actually acts as a little bit of an appetite suppressant, which could be beneficial in a time like this, depending on the length of your upcoming flight. But like I said, there are also going to be some not as great options when you're going to these various convenience stores that are along your path to your gate. You'll notice a lot of candy, chips, things that you should absolutely stay away from, but you'll also notice foods that are parading as health foods. There's a lot of marketing out there, such as my favorite, skinny popcorn, something that will absolutely not keep you satiated and just generally is not good for you. If you flip it over and look at the back on the ingredients list, which is something that I say you should do with almost anything you can buy, they often like to hide hidden sugars or seed oils, which is what is in this skinny popcorn pack. You'll see that's full of sunflower oil, which is just highly inflammatory, and it's not the type of fat you want to be engaging in on a ketogenic diet. But if you are someone that has time, you're waiting at your gate and you have time to grab a meal, one of my favorite strategies that you can do is if you want to just go get some fast food, I love to go to a McDonald's. Yes, I will explain the McDonald's. I'll go to a McDonald's. They do have breakfast options. I often will stay away from those because they do put stuff in their eggs and their bacon is full of nitrates. But if you're in a pinch, it's not a terrible option if you are in the AM hours. The other thing that you can do is order naked beef patties. They will actually do this for you. I'll get like 1 or 2 quarter-pound patties, and I will just eat those because they're high in protein. It will keep you satiated. Sure, it's not the best option if you are an everyday individual, but is it the worst option? Far from that, my friend. If you have more time and you can sit down and have a meal, which is something that frankly I never have time for, I wish I did. Super simple to order keto meals at restaurants. Most of them are willing to make substitutions for you, such as substituting that starchy carb, that potato, that rice on your plate for extra vegetables. Or you can remove the vegetables altogether and just focus on the protein. Always stick to water, sparkling water. I have my San Pellegrino right here. I'm a huge fan of getting that on trips. So hopefully this video was helpful to you and it gave you some very basic tips on what you can do while traveling to keep you in ketosis and keep you on the right path. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just remember, write down a list, even do research on the airport you are going to be at ahead of time so you know what restaurant and food locations are around your gate, and all of those things will benefit you as well. I will see you guys in the next one.